All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin today's video, let me make sure that I start by saying the actions and the energy portrayed in this particular video, portrayed by this particular person, does not reflect the energies of all Filipino people. But I have to say this. This was probably the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life, and I'm going to explain to you why. So, quick backstory, link to the description there below if you want to hear the whole story. This young lady that we saw in this video apparently, allegedly stole $300 from a passenger, probably a foreign passenger or whatever, in Ninoy Aquino Airport Terminal 1, and basically proceeded to swallow the $300 that was apparently stolen, which is what we saw in this particular video. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not understand the thought process of this at all. I absolutely have no idea what the thinking was in this particular process, because although I am a doctor, I am not a medical doctor. But in my mind, I'm thinking, if you're going to swallow it with the intent of, getting it out another way later on, by the time it passes through the gastric muscles or the gastric stomach gases and all the acid that's in there, chances are it's going to completely deteriorate the dollar bills. So they will be rendered virtually useless. They probably wouldn't make it through the passage of the intestines, right? But then Doc's mind went to the deep, deep, darkest realms of the Marcus era that I once lived in. And I thought maybe baby girl got the super gag reflex, right? And she swallowed it and she could keep it there for a long period of time. And when she was ready to get it up, she could just spit it out later, because it didn't look like she swallowed it all the way. It looked like she could, hold that damn thing right there for a long period of time. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, what we see here is unfortunate, right? And it's unfortunate that it happens, especially to passengers. I mean, there was a thing a while back in the Philippines about the bullet scandal, wherein people were wrapping their whole bags in plastic wrap to prevent people from putting just bullets inside of their luggage, because if you got caught with a bullet in your luggage, I don't know, something about carrying a firearm or something like that, it was illegal. You would get your bag searched and it could get you in a lot of trouble. I'm trying to remember, it was a minute ago, but it was definitely a huge thing, and people were really doing this to protect themselves because it was happening at a lot of the airports in the Philippines, where some of the quote-unquote TSAs were putting bullets in people's luggage, and if they got caught with it, search your bag and take shit. And in order for you to be able to get away without having to be stopped from your flight, you would have to pay a bribe, right? So that was a thing, and I hope they never bring that back. But this right here is truly unfortunate, and what is fortunate is that baby girl did get caught on candid camera swallowing them dollar bills, right? And apparently they're under the current investigation is ongoing. I think they believe they know who it is. It looks like they have a great view of the young lady's face, and all you got to do is ask who that is at the airport, and I'm pretty sure somebody gonna say, hey, that's so and so, right? But back to the topic at hand. Let's be real. I would be a fool to lie to my audience and tell you that, some corruptive things happens in the Philippines. If I told you it doesn't, I'd be lying to you and I'd be lying to my audience. And it's just not, lying to you and lying to myself. If I said that I have yet, if I told you that I haven't experienced any situations where some corruption may have taken place, I'd be lying to myself and I'd be lying to you as well. But you already know the rules. Snitches get stitches. Nobody got hurt. So everything that happened or everything that I'm made privy of is going to be taken completely to the grave. But this here is different. All right, it's a little different. And what makes it a little bit different, honestly, y'all, is that it's a female perpetrator. I'm not saying that females don't do this. I'm not saying that females don't scam. I'm not saying that females don't try to come up on people and stuff like that. But it's interesting that in this regard, it's a female taking part in the quote-unquote illegal activity of thievery in the Philippines, especially in a position like that. I understand these people don't get paid a lot of money, right? I understand that a lot of the jobs and occupations in the Philippines don't get paid a lot of money, especially if you compare it to that of the United States and the job equivalent in the United States. Of course, you can see the difference. But I would want to know what would have enticed her to take a chance, especially in a place like the airport where there are a bunch of cameras everywhere. And I want to believe this was a joke, but I don't think it was a joke, because if you looked at the end of the video, I hope I have it big enough to where you guys can see it, but if you looked at the end of the video, she damn near looked at the camera. Like, it looked like she was looking at the camera. Maybe she looked at it and said, oh shit, I just got caught. She was over here trying to swallow her water and get that thing down quick as possible. But she looked at the camera. That's what I said. And I'm thinking, baby girl, you do know that camera looking at you. I'm sure there are people looking at you. I don't know how far she was from the location in which she potentially took the money. I don't know if she just walked away to the side from where it's at, or if she moved a little bit further away. I would have thought it would have been a better idea to stuff it in your bra or something, go to the bathroom, put it up there, your panties or whatever. I would have thought that would have been a better idea, even though, they could have searched you like that, and, get a female guard to search you, and you could have been found out that way. I understand. Trust me, I watch a lot of these drug smuggling shows from people trying to smuggle drugs, and they put it all kinds of body parts. So they probably know the key about where it could potentially have been. But, I don't think people were aware of it, that she took it, until it was made aware, and you seen it on camera and stuff like that. And now CNN Philippines covers it, and this is what we get. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I'm actually intrigued by this story, because you hear about it happening, right? But how often do you catch it on camera? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the real interesting part of this. How often do you catch somebody in the act on camera doing things like this? Yes, things like this happen in the United States too. People will steal from you here and all that stuff. But if you're in a job, in a position wherein it's your job to make sure that passengers don't get on planes with illegal things, right? But you see something that's easy to take, you snatch it up, it kind of doesn't look good. It don't reflect well on you. And unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily reflect well on the people as well. It doesn't necessarily reflect well on Filipino people, because all it's going to do is give ammunition and say, oh, well, I already told you they was like this, da 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 da. And I don't believe that it's everybody. Trust me, I've lived amongst y'all. I think y'all are great people, but unfortunately, we got a couple of bad apples in there that now I got to sit there and look at you while you searching my shit. Like, I got to be dead locked in on you to make sure you're not taking nothing. But what kills me, honestly, is where did he have it at where she was able to just take it? I mean, this is just $300, right? And is it the zipper part of your bag, something where it's easy to take? I mean, usually, I don't know about y'all, I keep cash in, different compartments, when I travel, some on my person, some I even put it in a locked check bag. If I do that, I put a little bit there if I need to. I know it's risky, guys, but I often have access to cash, like only if I need it. And of course, 300 is not a big amount, but yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is a big amount, especially in the Philippines, when it equates to roughly about 15,000 pesos. That's like a salary for somebody for a good period of time, depending on what your job is. We'll just say, a 3-month salary if you're only getting paid $5,000 a month, or a month and a half if you're getting paid $5,000 every 2 weeks, right? So that money can go a long way in the Philippines, but was it worth your job, boo-boo? Was it worth your reputation? That's the question I would have to ask her if I was able to ask it. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if this is shocking to you. Let me know if this is appalling to you. My Filipinos, please feel free to share. I would love to hear your comments on this one. I would love to hear where you coming from on this one. If you guys got anything else you want to share with me, thanks to my wife, she gave me this video, so shout out to her, the wifey. But if you have anything you want to share with me, email me at mikethepiguide@gmail.com. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's been a good time, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc's on to the next one. Peace.